into the radio family. So yeah, hey, last week on the podcast, I found my Harry Potter fan fiction that I wrote in Year 7. I read the first chapter of that, and a lot of people seem to think it was relatively funny. And I guess on the podcast, we strive for relative funniness. So I have decided that every week for the rest of the book, so every week until the book is finished, we are going to do this.
Harry Potter and the Boys, a live reading by Radio Mike.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
Snape. Yeah, great. Thanks, Editor Mike. Yeah, hell no bloody worries, Mike. So, Harry Potter and the Boys is a bit of Harry Potter fan fiction that I wrote when I was in Year 7 at school. I haven't read it since then. I have no idea what's in it. I'm changing a few of the names because they were some of these characters were based on real people, and I don't want to put out all their bloody secrets on the podcast. But I thought this was super funny. I hope you guys like it. I'm so excited to hear what happens in chapter 2. But I thought we should definitely do. And there was all these out of place random sexual references, and all the characters there's Michael Carmichael, Rob Robson, Lockie Lockhart, Luke Lucas. All the characters have their first name as their surname. Man, it's the worst writing ever. But I thought, just in case you did miss last week's episode, but I don't know if you have to listen to these in order or if you can just listen to them kind of as they go. But if you can just sort of cherry pick them, I don't know, just do whatever you want, really. But I thought I'd just do a quick 30-second recap of what happened in the last chapter, the first chapter actually, which was called The Letters from Someone. In chapter 1, you met these 6 boys. I don't even remember all their names. You met 12. 50 characters in that chapter. And then you also met this guy called Derek, who's apparently a bloody idiot, and he got his letter. They all got their letters to Hogwarts. Harry Potter is apparently, I don't even want to say it, he's the headmaster of Hogwarts, and he's also the head of Giving Head, whatever that means. Fuck, I don't know. What else happened? That's pretty much it. It got left hanging on Derek getting his letter. So let's pick it up at chapter 2. Okay, so it goes chapter 2, the second chapter. This is all the chapter names are formatted in a Harry Potter style font as well. Man, this is such attention to detail. Okay, here we go. Chapter 2, the second chapter. Derek, said Derek loudly. He loved saying his own name out loud. Man, that's fucked. He loved saying his own name out loud. He really is like Ralph Wiggum or someone like that. Derek's parents were 2 of the most famous wizards of all time. They were called Jermaine Derrickson and Derek Scene Derrickson. Jermaine Derrickson and Derek Scene. So Derek and then Scene, S-E-E-N, Derrickson. Jesus Christ. Derek Scene Derrickson. They were called Jermaine Derrickson and Derek Scene Derrickson. They were closely related to Michael Jackson. What the fuck? So in this world, Michael Jackson is a wizard, and he's related to Jermaine and Derek Scene Derrickson, whoever son called Derek. Derek Scene. Which one's the mum and which one's the dad? Jermaine or Derek Scene? I assume the mum is Jermaine, but I'm not sure. Maybe Derek Scene is the mum. It could be, maybe 2 of them, there's 2 men, or maybe there's 2 women. I don't know. That's fine, though. But I don't know if there is... God, this is so weird. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Now, Dereky boy, said Jermaine, it's time to go to Diagon Alley. Now, Dereky boy, his dad or mum calls him Dereky boy. That's fucked. Imagine being called Dereky boy. Derek started screaming. He was afraid of basically everything, including the word alley. Wow, there's no justification for anything that happens in this book. It's just yes, Derek is afraid of everything. How else do you establish these facts though? Yeah, okay, good writing, Mike. He walked into the fireplace. They were traveling by Floo powder. Diagon Alley, he said clearly, and, well, Yes, just like every else Derek does, just like every else Derek does, it should be everything else Derek does, you fucking idiot, baby Mike. It went wrong. Dead wrong. That's in italics as well. I'm not sure why. I guess I thought it was an important thing to highlight. Okay, Derek found himself in a scary place. This is exactly what happens to Harry in the Chamber of Secrets. He ends up in the scary place. Is this like, I've just like copied major plot points from the actual Harry Potter books. Like both of the main characters, if you listened last week, have the same tragic backstory as Harry. Man, this is shit. This is like actually shit. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe the goal of this podcast is to get this published. Anyway, Derek found himself in a scary place, and then in brackets it says, well, it was scary to him. Okay. It was very dark. He saw a blanket. Every now and then the blanket would light up, then go dark again. He wondered what this blanket was. He decided to pick the blanket up. He walked over to it. Ah! He screamed. Sorry, I'm terrible at acting, but I'm trying to like give the characters actual voices, so it's sort of like listening to an audiobook. Ah! He screamed as a white ghostly spirit emerged from the blanket. What the fuck? Help! Oh, please help! Please! He yelled. Okay, I think that's the blanket or the spirit from the blanket. Okay, but what Derek didn't know was that he was an extremely strong wizard and was somehow able to save himself. Don't ask how. He was just there about to be squished, and then he appeared in Diagon Alley? What? Hang on, so he lifts up this blanket, and there's a white ghostly spirit that says, oh no, hang on, I think it's Derek that's saying, help, please help. So the spirit scares, okay, fuck, this is so confusing. I have no idea what's going on. Help, oh please help, he yelled. Yeah. And then apparently Derek doesn't know this, but he's an extremely strong wizard for some reason, because you can just give people major, massive powers. I always wondered that about Harry Potter. Don't you think like you know how Harry's dad and like Sirius and Professor Lupin and Peter Pettigrew, or not Lupin, but Peter Pettigrew and Sirius, like they all became animagi, and they all like they could turn into different animals. But like apparently that's like highly advanced magic that like is really hard to do. But apparently like 3 kids who were like 15 were just able to do it really easily over a period of a few months. I don't know. I always wondered about that. Anyway, back to I mean, we can't really question J.K. Rowling's writing when we're like reading the shittest pile of big fat poo that's ever been done. But what Derek didn't know was extremely strong wizard. And yeah, so he was apparently about to get squished, and then he appeared in Diagon Alley randomly. A man with blonde hair ran up to him. What happened to you, whoever you are? Imagine saying that to someone. What, like someone's like lying on the side of the road, like looking really like sick and like and like has like, I don't know, they're like bleeding or something. You're like, what happened to you, whoever you are? Wouldn't you just be like, are you okay? And then he's okay. And then it says L.P ! He mumbled. So Derek says L.P. What the fuck does that mean? LP. This makes no sense. I have no idea. Maybe that this becomes a significant plot point, but how does Derek know the words LP? Anyway, I don't know. And then it actually says in the book, what was he saying and what had happened to him? And then it says, something strange was already starting to happen in this book, and it was only the 2nd chapter. That's so good. That's the end. That's the end of the chapter. Something strange was already starting to happen in this book, and it was only the 2nd chapter. Imagine if J.K. Rowling did that. That'd be fucked. Harry, in the first book, a giant man stood at the door to the Dursleys' house and told Harry that he was a wizard. Harry was really confused. Something strange was already happening in this book. I feel like if you're a good author, you don't have to explain to people that something strange is happening in the book and it's already, like, I think that's just a normal part of writing. Like, I think the reader is supposed to think in their mind, like, oh, like something strange is happening in this book and it's only the 2nd chapter. You don't explicitly write that. Fuck, that's hilarious. Which one was better, chapter 1 or chapter 2? That's so hilarious. I'm just going to do a sneak peek at the name of the 3rd chapter. Chapter 3, One of many bad times in Diagon Alley. Interesting. I'm super excited to read chapter 3 next week. I hope you liked it. Write in your review of that chapter, radio.mike on Insta, radiomikepod@gmail.com, @It's Radio Mike on Twitter. If you want to tweet about the podcast, I'd love to hear your feedback there and retweet it. Man, that was an adventure and a half. What have we covered today? We talked about apologizing to people